Yeah. No, I hear that. I mean, the thing is, it always ends up being the same fucking people, and the excuse they have is, oh, but they're our friend, and it's like, a lot of the time, it should always be like family first, like no matter what, right? It should always be gang, family, whatever you fucking want to look at us as. It should always be us first, and then them after. But the problem is, a lot of the time, it's like. And I'm gonna be real with you. It comes down to selfishness, right? So, for instance, right? Let's say,
I think so. Yeah.
you know, I hate using him as an example because he is the biggest example, but it is normally him, the little bastard. So I'm gonna use Matt as an example here, right? So he, for instance, won't. Like he ran Claire after the whole situation, like, oh, you know, oh, I'm sorry, Claire, blah, 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 you know, like, I'm sorry, Claire. And the reason he's doing that is not because he gives a shit about me or you. It's because he cares about himself and his relationship and him being able to fuck with the angels afterwards, right? It comes down to selfishness, unfortunately. Like not wanting to burn bridges with people because you care about your relationship with them over your whole family combined, right? So
100%. Yeah.
It is. We've had a big selfishness problem in the gang for a long time, right? So, for instance, it's not as bad nowadays, but people not helping in chases because they don't want to get the cars caught, or people like saving their cars before saving people during wars, or people saving the enemy before they save their own boys in wars, or like you know what I mean? Like fucking robbing. Like it just doesn't matter what it is. There's been a big selfishness problem in the gang for a very long time, and it's not just one person. Sorry, it becomes
Jamaica now one people.
Yeah, man, one people. You know, it comes from a lot of it is a lot of people that it stems from. And yeah, it just I think as well that. Like,
I agree 1000% with you. That's a good point.
I think a problem. Sorry, I'm sensitive off. I think one problem that we've also had over time, which I think, like I say, is being ironed out a little bit, is the fact that unfortunately it's not as bad anymore. But Mandem became very clique heavy, right? So Mandem kind of split into multiple groups. You know, you had your Dean, your Matt, your SK, and then you'd have like I don't know, like me, Saint, and Denzel, and then, you know, Winston, Cruiser, fucking James. You know what I mean? It became like very sort of small group orientated. So you'd find that like people would back each other, like their little group, but not like another little group. Like I say, it's not as bad anymore. These sort of things are being ironed out, but I think we've had so many problems over the past, you know, 6 months or 1 year or however long it's been, that even though we are all trying to make a change, we've got to remember that it's not going to happen overnight. I've been pushing for this whole gang shit like for months, you know what I mean, for years. Like I've been pushing this shit for hella long. So I'm happy to see that it's finally changing, but we can't expect it to change overnight. We can't expect you know, Dean to change overnight, or Matt, or whoever, you know, whoever else, fucking James. Like, you can't expect these people to change overnight. But at the end of the day, right, they've been given more than enough warning to change. So if they do get kicked out, or they do get their vest taken or the chain taken, well, that's like, they can't act surprised. They can't act like it wasn't coming, you know?
Yeah. I feel you.
I think, like I say, when you it's like, listen, it's a very bad analogy, but I'm gonna use it anyway. It's like if you give a fat kid candy every day for 364 days, and on the 365th day, yeah, say no, you're not having it. You know what I mean? Like, they don't really know what to do.
They're not gonna value the 364 days.
Exactly.
They're gonna be upset about the one day they don't get it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you can't expect them, like, on that last day to just be like, to not expect to like push over Patar and not expect to get their way and not expect to do whatever the fuck they want with no consequences. So I'm glad, yeah, and it's gonna sound like maybe sound like a bit of a dick, but I'm glad that Patar kicked out Dean. Not because Dean's gone, because I'm hoping that it will show Dean and other people in the gang that Patar ain't fucking about anymore. I still don't agree that Patar kicked Dean out the gang and then fucked off, because as you said as well, Winston, you agreed with me, like, as a leader, he should be here to, like, I don't expect him to be here 24/7. That's not what I'm saying. The guy's allowed a break. but he can't run away. There's a difference between saying like, oh, I'm tired, I'm gonna, you know, I'm like, you know, there's a difference between like running away and like taking a small break, you know, like going on holiday. You know what I mean? Like if he went on holiday for a few days, that's fine. But like to what it sounded like to me is he kind of ran away a little bit, and that's different.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, I said this yesterday. Sorry.
From my point of view, I've seen the complete opposite. What people were, he hasn't run away from the Dean situation. What he decided to take a break from is him making a gang decision, and then 3 people outright disagreeing with him, saying he made the wrong decision, and then later, you know, all them other people that stood there and agreed with him in the circle about his decision, still hanging out with Dean and just going on like life was normal. Because to me, that's a bigger form of disrespect than just disagreeing with him to his face.
Oh
totally
no,
agree.
I agree with that. But what let me clarify. Sorry, the part I don't agree with Patar is when I say run away, I mean in a sense of like he told like 2 people he was going, and he texted a few other people saying, "Yeah, I'm out of town for a bit," and then disappeared. That to me is running away. Like if he's not saying like, "Oh, hey guys, listen, on Friday, you know, me and the family are going to fucking we're going Marbella for the week to have a piss up." That's different. You know what I mean? Just spontaneously.
Although, brother, he did say he's on his last straw, right? He did say that.
I mean, he's not. Sorry, he's not left. He's appointed girls as the leader while he was.
I mean, we don't know. We don't.
Well, like
I
say, I don't know that. You got to remember, I was gone the day that he left, so it's not like I had a chat to him.
That's probably.
I've just heard it from other people.
Did he message you?
No, I didn't get no fucking text.
That's probably why, because you weren't around. Like,
exactly, but like what?
He was very heated, brother. It's not. I'm guarantee you.
It says in the newsletter he's out of town on a break, so it doesn't say he's like permanently gone forever.
Y'all need to realize.
No, I'm not saying he's gone forever, brother. I never said that.
I'm not saying. Well, I'm not saying that.
No, I'm talking to Denzel.
All right. Well, him going or how you feel about it, him running away. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that's the smartest move, because then people are gonna start to realize how much they fucking need him. And then when they do need him, then he can finally have a fucking word in. You know what I'm saying? Because how many times do we have a conversation where he says something and we do it for like 2 days, and then afterwards it gets forgotten about and we don't do it anymore? Like he comes up with these situations or rules that we need to abide by, but people don't follow them. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Him fucking off is gonna. Boys are start gonna missing him and gonna be like, fuck, we need Patar right now. Well, shit, the boys treated him like not shit, but they were not listening to his orders. Now we need him. You know what I'm saying? So when he comes back, we respect him by listening to every fucking order that he's got. If he fucking says something, we do it. If, like Winston said earlier, if you've got a problem with it, you do it. Then afterwards, you talk to him about it.
I get that. For me, it's just lead by example, you know? Like for me, it's lead by example. Like I get that. The thing is, right? Don't get me wrong. Like I've been one of the people to stand by Patar the entire time, no matter what, and say like, listen, the guy didn't ask for the position that he's in. It got dropped on his head, and I'm not surprised he's stressed. I'm not surprised that he needs a break. But I'm not going to sit here and bullshit and say that he needs to lead by example. If he just gets up and leaves without, like, I know what you're going to say. It's in the newsletter. He's 10 people texted. No, like, if he, like, to me personally, like, if I wake up one day and I'm getting told, oh yeah, Patar, he had a meeting with Dean and then he sounded like he couldn't have enough, and the next minute he's disappeared. Those were the words that were said to me. That to me is running away, and that's not leading by example. So I will let him know that next time it needs to be more. He needs to be more expressive, because quite frankly, if I'm waking up and I'm being told the guy has disappeared after a conversation with Dean, that to me is running away, and you don't lead by example as a leader like that.
And you say the same shit to T then, right? Because he did pretty much the same thing, dog. Gave Patar the 2 IC, dipped on the plane, and been back since.
Yeah, exactly. And why do you think? Why do you think I literally say that Patar is the leader? Whether you like it or not, Patar is the leader of the Mandem. I don't care who's like. I know T is quote unquote shadow leader, but the guy's never around.
You can't say that, man.
Of course I can.
Dog,
Tommy T's are
he's
fucking
2 IC, 2 IC.
No, Patar is Patar. No, I get that, but like, how? What? He's 2 IC. So he's what? He's 2 IC 2 days a year.
What do you mean?
No. Brother, when T is not around,
he's 1 IC.
Yeah, he's put
exactly. So
No,
he's
no,
two
he's not
IC 2
doing
days a 2 days a year.
When T is not here, Patar is leading it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
but
that's
that
not
doesn't
2
make
days
him
a
the
year,
leader.
is it?
Practically. Listen, nobody's blaming T. Like nobody. Like I'm not blaming the guy, right? Like I'm not sitting here saying this is all T's fault. Like, okay, you know, I think we can all agree that T, you know, he has commitments that are beyond our league, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing I'm complaining about. But if you're sat here saying that Patar is leader when T is gone, that is 2 days a year. Like,
I mean, so be it, man. We know he has
exactly.
obligations
So
otherwise.
I'm
He's fucking setting
confused
our
what the
rules
problem is
elsewhere,
then.
man, you know? Okay, so when you see T next time, you're gonna say that same thing to him?
I'm sure he would agree with me. I can't lie.
That
So what are you
Patar
gonna
is the
say
leader.
though?
What, you want me to just randomly confront him? Like, oh, by the way,
Are
Patar's
you
the
gonna
leader
randomly
now.
confront Patar?
Well, it's not random.
I mean, you holding back that you weren't gonna say this to T though, right? Like you'll when T's around, you're gonna say that to him, right? I don't think personally, man, you dipping out like.
See,
you
I
did a
see your
while
point.
ago
I
is
see your
a
point of
problem.
view, Jay.
What?
But
I will be honest. I'm struggling to understand why does it matter. if
Yeah,
somebody's
that's what I was about to
first
say
in command or
myself.
the
It
second in
doesn't.
command.
It's
If
irrelevant.
T's awake, he's the leader.
Yeah.
If he's not around, Patar's in charge.
I was also about to say the same thing. I can't lie. Like I think we're going off the point that I was making, which was lead by example. Whether it be Eli as third in command, who has been appointed leader now, or Tommy when he's awake, or Patar when he's awake. It's lead by example. Doesn't matter what position you're in. If you are quote unquote the leader at the time, right? Whether you're 2 IC, 3 IC, 1 IC, doesn't matter. It's lead by example. I don't understand how that's so hard to understand.
It's not hard to understand. What is hard to understand is that you think that's a fucking easy to run a crew. That
No.
you don't think that you're just gonna get up and dip
What?
out. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna need that break.
No,
dog.
maybe you're. No, I feel like
You
you've.
can barely work a shrugway for 5 minutes, let alone run a crew, brother. No disrespect, but
we're up at the barbecue.
What the fuck are you on about? See, I feel like you've not been listening
talking
at all.
I have been listening. I'm going off. You saying to us that when Patar comes back, you wanna have a conversation with Patar and say that we lead by example, and you
Correct.
leaving us in that position when you did that to Dean is not a good way to
Like,
lead.
He's
Do you not remember?
right?
Do you not remember that why you were in RDM, brother? Do you not remember when I was doing all the RDM stuff and we were doing just
Talk.
fine? Do you not remember none of that? I feel like you
What do you
forgot
mean?
all of that.
SK was on that.
SK. Ooh, that's crazy,
Yeah.
brother. Yeah, you definitely had your eyes closed.
Had my eyes closed?
Yeah. Yeah, you were
sure
running.
about
You were
that?
running around with your eyes closed, brother.
Are you sure about that?
100%.
If I remember rightly, man, every time I woke up, dog, man, it was never you around. It was mostly SK.
Yeah, you definitely had your eyes closed.
I definitely didn't have my eyes closed, dog.
Either way, we're going off
I
on a
know I didn't
tangent.
have my eyes closed.
We're going off on a random tangent here.
Yeah, and see, this is our problem.
Nobody gonna tell me you guys were up here? That's crazy.
Oh,
We're having
sick.
therapy.
Yo.
We're getting shit out.
You know what? This is the mode I'm gotten in. I'm. Jay, how old am I?
Like 53 or some shit.
Thank you. Can we go fuck shit up? I mean, we can sit here for fucking ages, man. Let's go make some money or some fucking enemies. I don't care, but let's fucking.
Oh
let's
god,
stop
let's
this
not make any
nonsense.
more enemies.
We're on the same fucking page, man. Okay, I think we all.
Not
we have
everybody,
a
not
little-
everybody. That's the
think
problem.
we
We're
are.
not all on the same page. I mean, quite clearly not. If we're disagreeing about little things, we're obviously not on the same
let's
page.
Get them out then.
The more you talk, the more fucking problems and issues are gonna arise. Let's
Oh,
just
absolutely.
fucking.
But
Yeah.
we're gonna have to iron that shit out. So, speak on it.
For me, it's simple. I do everything I do for the gang and not for myself.
Exactly,
don't-
thank you.
No.
And I've always been the same too. And not
Yeah.
everybody is like that. The selfishness within the gang is definitely what's pulling us apart.
Oh, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's something we can agree on.
So, and talking, I don't feel like that is gonna change the mentality. I think it needs to be nailed down. Like I said, if I was Patar,
Who's gonna
when
nail
Dean
it
came
down?
running-
Exactly. I agree with him. Who's gonna nail it down if we don't talk?
No. It was more, who's going to nail it down? Patar's not here.
Yeah, that's why
Eli.
we should wait until Patar
Where's
comes back
Eli?
and, and see.
Well, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be around 24/7, does he?
And I feel like the issue is not here. I think the people with this issue should be present when we even discuss it. It's like, I think they need to hear it.
I agree with you.
I'll be honest. I do agree with it, but I think we need to, regardless of anybody's disagreements, it's not that much of a big deal. We're in the same gang. We need to put each other first to make sure we're holding stuff down until Patar comes back. He's going to be around intermittently, as he always is. Els has been appointed in charge until he comes back. Show the same respect to Els as we would Patar. I mean, that was.
Why are you guys beefing in the chat? Relax.
To some people, and that doesn't mean a lot, but at the same time, the people that.
Why are you guys beefing in chat? What the fuck?
Keep progressing as a gang, and then when Patar does return, we've shown him that we're capable. Without one person, taking a break, the whole thing doesn't fall to pieces. But we can't be arguing amongst each other. That's just. I'll be honest. I ain't been in pen for 5 years.
We're not arguing, mate.
In a family, it's like we have disagreements, but that's how we iron it out, right?
Yeah, okay. If that's what we call it, whatever, it don't really make any difference. But
I mean, I love Jay.
of
course, we're gonna have disagreements on things, but at least then that way we can come to some sort of conclusion. Hopefully, that we can be on the same.
Also, it kind of does matter, by the way, because if we're all because the thing is that the reason we're falling apart is due to people disagreeing. So it definitely does matter. I mean, that's literally what this whole thing is over. Some people agree with the whole Dean thing, some people don't. So it saying it doesn't matter is kind of a cop-out, because it definitely does matter.
Who said it don't matter?
You literally just said it doesn't matter.
I didn't know we were talking about a Dean thing. I thought we were still arguing about it. I thought we were still arguing about who's second or third command or something.
Oh, no, like I say, I do agree that doesn't matter to an extent, because at the end of the day it does, in a sense of whether it be Eli fucking Patar or T-Awake, whoever is awake at the time is quote unquote leader, right? So as long as people respect that. Yeah, what's up?
In charge, doesn't it?
What the hell? You're selling the car? I thought we agreed on the price.
It's whoever is awake at the time. Yeah, we did, but then you were pissing about, so I wasn't waiting any longer.
You wasn't waiting any longer.
Well, you were pissing about, mate. I
wasn't pissing about.
Yeah, you 100% was.
No, I'm not.